and invisible.
Yes, visible cannot be in the heaven but on the earth. Invisible can be in the heaven and in the earth. Go on.
Whether they be thrones,
Whether they be thrones
or dominions,
or
principalities.
Now let me prove that the invisible can be on the earth, visible and also invisible. Hebrews 13 verse 1 to 2.
Give us the book of Hebrews chapter 13 verse 1. Let brotherly love continue.
Let brotherly love continue.
Be not forgetful to entertain strangers.
Be not forgetful to entertain strangers. When he says entertain, it's not saying to receive doctrine from angels. To entertain means to do good to everybody. Because sometimes they might be trying you with angels, coming to be beggars, and they're not beggars as man. That's not what he's saying here. Is that understood? Or the most of them send angels to direct you in a way. They will come as man, you think they are man, not the angels. That's what he's saying here. Read. So let's get the understanding.
Hebrews 13 verse 2.
Uh-huh.
Be not forgetful to entertain strangers.
Yes.
For thereby some have entertained angels unawares.
So I want to make that very clear. Colossians. That's very clear there. Colossians 1:16. So let's see this invisible being that are in the heavens and that are on the earth. Then he says that their thrones with thrones go on.
Book of Colossians chapter 1 verse 16.
Just continue, don't start from the top.
Whether there be thrones or dominions.
Then he says whether there be thrones, okay, or dominions,
or principalities.
Go on.
Or powers.
Go on.
All things were created by him and for him. Verse 17. For he was before all things.
You're not reading it well.
Verse 17. And he is before all things.
Yes.
And by him all things consist.
Okay, let's go there. What's that precept? You see Hebrews 6:12, where it says that you know what I want now. Spiritual wickedness in high places. Ephesians 6:12. Let's read. So now the whole concept of going to this precept is to show you how these angels made it after the flood. Okay, let's read.
Give us the book of Ephesians chapter 6 verse 12. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood.
Yes.
But against principalities.
But against principalities, not with flesh and blood. So the principalities in Colossians, remember, is the same Paul that wrote to the Ephesians, wrote to the Colossians. So the principalities in Colossians chapter 1 verse 16, and powers is not man. They are the invisible beings here on the earth, which are the fallen angels. Not be so? Continue reading.
But against principalities.
But against principalities, let's go.
Against powers.
Against powers, take note.
Against the rulers of the darkness.
Against the rulers of the darkness of this world here on the earth, whether in heavens or on the earth. Remember Colossians, we are not wrestling with flesh and blood, but against principalities and powers. Against what?
Rulers of the darkness of this
world. Rulers of the darkness of this world here on the earth. Read on.
Against spiritual wickedness.
And against spiritual wickedness in where?
In high places.
In high places, meaning in the heavens. So these angels have their thrones in the heavens and on the earth. Is that understood? And let's see the chief of them. I want Ephesians 2 verse 1 to 2.
The book of Ephesians chapter 2 verse 1. And you are he quickened.
Yes, and you are the quick. I've explained what quick means. I hope you know that. Quickening means to come to understand it, to have the Holy Spirit. Let's go. And you are taken quickened.
Who were dead in trespassing and sins.
Who were dead in trespasses and sins. 4 John 3 verse 8. I want to show you stuff. Speaking of you, I told you I'll walk us through to this lesson. So I'm not skipping rope here. That's why the Most High is showing mysteries. If you don't go through this route, you won't get it. You have to break everything down piece by piece.
Book of 1 John chapter 3.
1 John 3 8.
Verse 8.
Alright, let's go.
He that committed sin is of the devil.
So the Bible says, he that committed sin is of the devil.
For the devil sinned from the beginning.
For the devil sinned from the beginning. In the beginning, God created the heaven, God created it, the heaven and the earth. But the earth was without form and void, because there was a sin that make it without form and void. Which was this? Because of this devil. You understand what I'm saying? That made God destroy that world before Adam and made God to create another man. Is that understood? All right. So go back to the precept. Ephesians 2 verse 1.
Yeah. Look at Ephesians chapter 2 verse 1.
Let's go, son of man.
And you had his quickened, who were dead in trespass and sins. Verse 2. Wherein in time past he walked according to the course of this world, and according to the prince of the power of the air.
Give me John 14 verse 30. John 14 30. I'm going to break down all these precepts. John 14 30 to 31.
So, verse 30. Hereafter, I will not talk much with you, for the prince of this world cometh.
For the what?
For the prince of this world cometh.
All the men for the what?
For the prince of this world cometh, and had nothing in me.
Now remember, Christ said that the devil cometh for to kill, steal, destroy. For the prince of this world cometh, but had nothing in me. Read.
Verse 31. But that the world may know that I love the Father.
But that the world may know that I love the Father.
As the Father hath given me commandment.
Yes.
Even so I do.
Even so I do. Job 9:24. Let's see the prince of this world.
Book of Job chapter 9 verse 24. The earth is given unto the hands of the wicked. He covereth the face of the judges. Therefore, if not, where and who is he?
Exactly. So if it's not Satan that's covering the faces of the judges that's to judge righteously, you understand what I'm saying? Where and who is it that is doing it? Other than Lucifer. So I want to make that very clear. Now let's go back to give me Revelations. Now give me I hope now we understand. Okay, the breakdown. That all these angels, okay, have their thrones in the heavens. No, go back to Ephesians. If not finish Ephesians. Go back to Ephesians first before Revelation. Ephesians 2 verse 1, let's read.
Book of Ephesians chapter 2 verse 1. And you had he quickened, who were dead in trespassing and sins. Verse 2. Wherein in time past
they go through portals. Let me give an example. Give me Joshua 36 verse 28. To show you how they go through portals. It's a strong lesson. You have to be very key to pay attention to see everything link up. The sin they cause and that lead to the desolation in this lesson. Wonders of our house creation. The words before Adam. On this Sabbath lesson. 28. Joshua 36, 28. Let's read.
Joshua 36 verse 28. And the sons of Shubah were Avan.
And the sons of Shobah were Avan, Manahat, Ibar, Shepho, and Onam. And the sons of Zibeon were Ajah and Anna. This was that Anna who found the Yemim in the wilderness when he fed, okay, the asses of Zibeon his father. Read.
Verse 29. And whilst he was feeding his father's asses, he led them to the wilderness at different times to feed them. Verse 30. And there was a day that he brought them to one of the desert on the seashore.
Yes.
Opposite the wilderness of the people.
Pay attention.
And whilst he was feeding them, behold, a very heavy storm came from the other side.
While he was feeding them, his father's flock in the desert, near to a sea, there was a mighty storm that came.
Came from the other side of the sea.
From the opposite side of the. I hope you know how gigantic sea is. So there was a sign in the heaven as if rain wants to fall. There was thunder and lightning. From the other side of the sea. Read. So I want to show you how this angel, how these demons, or how these Nephilim, how they acquire the power of their fathers, the fallen angels, and still use them. Okay, even after the flood of Noah. Read. Nothing is new under the sun, like we read in Ecclesiastes chapter 1 verse 9. The same method. I want to show you how potters work. Read.
Behold, a heavy storm came from the other from the other side of the sea, and rested upon the asses that were feeding them, and they all stood still. Verse 31. And afterward, about 120 great and terrible animals came out from the wilderness.
Now listen very carefully. He says, and while he was feeding them, behold, he said a very heavy storm came from the other side of the sea and rested upon the asses. It was the storm that rests upon the asses. Now, do you see how divination works? Remember, the storm came from the other side of the sea and came to the other side of the sea where Anna was feeding his father's flock. Now read. Then he says, and rested upon the asses that were feeding there, and they all stood still, they couldn't move. Now do you see how the Nephilim control the angels? They control their fathers, because the only thing that brings out thunder and lightning is angel, no be so? Because these angels are fallen angels. Oh yes, some angels fell of various classes. I've told you that before, no be so? Read.
Verse 31. And afterward, about 120 great and terrible animals.
Then he says in Joshua 36:31, wonders of our creation, the world before Adam. And afterward, about 120 great and terrible animals, which are the Yemims, came out from the wilderness at the other side of the sea. How did they manage to travel from one side of the sea to the other side? Comparing how great a sea is and large it is in distance. Because they came through portals or gates. They were not seen before. It was just the thunder. It was the divination that they used to steal the animal because they want to steal them. Then they now came from where they were. All of a sudden. Then he says, and they all came to the place where the asses were, and they placed themselves there. Just like that. Because they used portals and come from the other side of the sea to where Anna was feeding his father's flock. I hope you understand. These were the Nephilim, who were part man, part animals. Let's read. 32. So I want to show you the example of portals. Because when the Most High sent the flood, all these angels, they use portals to use it to navigate. So during the flood is no exception. When they created the sea and the sea created the desolation, okay, they use portals and go to the realms of the kingdom in the heavens. That's why Paul says spiritual wickedness is in high places. Remember, Satan with his tail cast the top part of the stars to the earth. These angels still rule the earth and still rule today. Some of them make their throne in the heaven, some of them make their throne in the earth and in the heaven, and some in the sea. And some of them, their children that still exist, make their throne in the heaven, in the earth, okay, and in the sea. That's why this day you will see all this UFO here and there. You understand what I'm saying? That's why these days we hear of what? Mami water. You understand what I'm saying? Because those things exist, or you'll be hearing man-made. Or what the world call marine kingdom. That's why you see, you will have aeroplane go through the air. Before you know it, there's a port at the plane when they disappear. You not see the plane until after 35 years, or a few weeks or months. You understand what I'm saying? Why do you think Tesla was building that Wycliffe Tower? That Wycliffe Tower? Because Tesla was mimicking the Egyptian pyramid of Giza. Because the Egyptian pyramid of Giza